Jamie, Daniel, long life and happiness. Congrats.
Generic words of encouragement for bride and the grooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long road to get to this point, but it's been good.
Congratulations, guys. I hope you have a happy marriage and lots of fun years together.
Are you bidding us? A golf. Is this in a particular order?
You look so good, Jamie.
I actually came last night. Again? Just need more cowbell.
Congratulations, Jamie and Daniel. Just like to give you a little bit of some advice here. We're so excited for Jamie and Daniel. They're the most special friends. We wish them nothing less than bright smiles for the rest of their lives together. My best advice, don't forget to dance before you kiss and pray after the dog barks. Daniel should always rub Jamie's feet, and Jamie should always pinch Daniel's toes. We wish you 100 years of happiness and several blessings. Good luck in your new life together. We love you.
All right, we are so thrilled for Jamie and Daniel. They are our most loving couple, and we wish them nothing less than complete happiness for the rest of their lives together. My best advice, don't forget to love before you judge, and forgive after the inevitable hard times. Daniel should always protect Jamie's heart, and Jamie should always respect Daniel's leadership. We wish you many years of happiness and Christ-centered partnership.
We are so happy for Jamie and Daniel. They are the perfect couple, and we wish them nothing less than endless joy for the rest of their lives together. My best advice is don't forget to think before you speak and apologize after you mess up. Daniel should always guard Jamie's honor, and Jamie should always forgive Daniel's shortcomings. We wish you many years of happiness and great blessings.
We are so thrilled for Jamie and Daniel. They are the most creative couple, and we wish them nothing less than great times for the rest of their lives together. My best advice, don't forget to wash before you eat and cry after the disagreements. Daniel should always compliment Jamie's dress, and Jamie should always admire Daniel's eyes. We wish you 50 years of happiness and precious memories.
Yep.
Yes, Libs. Am I really going to read this?
Mm-hmm.
We are so pilacious for Jamie and Daniel. They are the most exciting yay heads, and we wish them nothing less than happy half marathons for the rest of their lives together. Pretty good. My best.
Best advice.
Yeah, best advice. Don't forget to stretch before you jump and tramone after the anniversary. Daniel should always cuddle Jamie's pillow, and Jamie should always snore Daniel's animals. And we wish you high years of happiness and geographical geocaches. Love you guys.
We are so magical for Jamie and Daniel. They are most extremely Corvettes, and we wish them nothing less than sweet man for the rest of their lives together. My best advice, don't forget to carry a gun before you run and aim for the head. After the go to jail, Daniel should always slap Jamie's house, and Jamie should always punch Daniel's lights. We wish you 250 years of happiness and sour dudes.
Sour dudes, that it says?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yep.
Alrighty, well Daniel and Jamie, here's some wedding advice as compiled by my Facebook friends, and you know there's no greater wisdom found anywhere than on Facebook. So here you go. We are so blue for Jamie and Daniel. They are the most pointy elves, and we wish them nothing less than a hairy monkey for the rest of their lives together. My best advice, Don't forget to floss your teeth before you organize and go out together once a week after the New Year's celebration. Daniel should always frolic Jamie's cake, and Jamie should always explode Daniel's juries. We wish you 4 years of happiness and lumpy marbles. Congratulations, you guys. We love you.
We are so jazzed for Jamie and Daniel. They are the most hip cats, and we wish them nothing less than groovy jams for the rest of their lives together. My best advice, don't forget to look before you leap and chill after the wedding. Daniel should always play Jamie's songs, and Jamie should always watch Daniel's favorite movies. We wish you a million years of happiness and solid gold.
We are as uber happy for Jamie and Danielle. They are the most uber cool cats. We wish them nothing but sizzling sweet things for the rest of their lives together. My best advice, don't forget to rinse before you repeat and wash after the honeymoon. Daniel, you should always bow to Jamie's every demand, and Jamie, you should always
iron Daniel's shirts.
We wish you
infinite years
of happiness and
passionate passion.
Okay, Jamie and Daniel, this is from someone that is not me. Okay, we are so crazy for Jamie and Daniel. They're the most adorable couple, and we wish them nothing less than eternal love for the rest of their lives together. Don't forget to make up before you see the sunset and kiss after the fight. Daniel should always brush Jamie's hair, and Jamie should always massage Daniel's shoulders. We wish you 100 years of happiness and God's blessings.
We are so happy for Jamie and Daniel. They are most adorable newlyweds, and we wish them nothing more than God's blessings for the rest of their lives together. My best advice, don't forget to pray before you eat and take out the trash after the meals. Daniel should always remember Jamie's birthday, and Jamie should always cook Daniel's favorite meals. We wish you many years of happiness and joyful memories.
Amen. We are so heavy for Jamie and Daniel. They are the most tight bricks, and we wish them nothing less than spicy trees for the rest of their lives together. My best advice, don't forget to eat yellow snow before you run and spit into the wind after the graduation. Daniel should always jump Jamie's book, and Jamie should always play Daniel's hat. We wish you 1 year of happiness and smooth sponges.
Leek had, in all of the years I've grown up with him, never shown any interest in women. I do not know this because he told me so. He didn't tell me so. The thing is, Daniel just never, ever talked about love. He never talked about romance. He didn't talk about it with a yearning attitude or a bitter attitude or, surprising as it might be, even a sassy attitude. He just never talked about it. I don't think I ever saw him, I know I never saw him holding another girl's hand or go on a date. I don't think all throughout high school he was ever even alone with a girl. He just gave one the impression that he wasn't interested in relationships at the time. He had other things to do. So imagine my surprise when he called me up one night and was gushing about this girl that he'd met. I could tell right away that it was serious, both because of the tone of his voice and because the nature of the conversation was completely unprecedented. The Brazilian novelist Paulo Coelho once wrote, "When we love someone, we always strive to be a better person. And when we try to be better, everything around us becomes better too." Daniel, you have made many lives better. I know you have. Daniel Leek is at his core a very constructive individual, always building, always improving, always making things better. Coelho also wrote, "The possibility of a dream coming true is what makes life interesting." So, to a dream come true, to an interesting life, to Daniel and Jamie's love.
Teacher voice that tends to happen when I'm in front of a group of people. But for those of you who don't know, I'm Jessica. I'm Jamie's oldest sister. And Jamie, Corinne, and I have had a very special childhood. A lot of girls are not friends with their sisters, and I have had the fortunate pleasure of being very good friends with both of my sisters for as long as I can remember. When I look back at my childhood, there's not a time or a memory that they are not a part of, which is truly a blessing. I was going to cry, so. I can remember being in high school, and Jamie and I would go down to the living room, and Mom would sit in this really tall, ugly wingback chair.
Hey! Go in the chair!
And she would have her Bible out on her lap, I'm not even kidding, and Jamie and I would sit there after our homework was done, and we would just lavish all of our woes on our mother. Everything that was wrong with life, high school, boys, drama, work, you name it. And Jamie and I would stay up sometimes till 11, 12 o'clock at night on school nights, just conversing with my mom about life. And I think that I could not have survived high school without those moments with my mom and my sister. So that was truly something really special. I also remember passing high school because we used to study for midterms across the hallway from each other, and we would throw writing implements, such as highlighters and pencils, across the hallway into each other's rooms. And I swear that helped me get an A on my midterms.
And listen to Mozart.
And we listened to Mozart to make sure that we would pass. So those are some of the really good memories that we had. But in all seriousness, Jamie has been a loving source of encouragement for me in those times when I am illogical. And she's just been a great pleasure to have in my house for the last, 8 months now. So I just want to encourage you, Daniel, to revel in her ability to encourage. She is just so good at offering those little moments of encouragement and realistic thinking when sometimes they're lacking in yourself. So revel in those moments. And I want to encourage you to treasure each other and to come visit me sometimes, because we live in Chattanooga still, so come see us often. So here is to Let's Say Love, and for keeping in touch and living in the same town.
Hi, I'm Corinne. I'm Jamie's youngest sister, and I'm really terrible at talking in front of people, so just bear with me. My knuckle plug get all red and stuff. But anyways, okay. So there's a lot that I could say about my relationship with Jamie. I could stand up here and tell countless stories of laughing fests and just giggling and staying up all night and singing and just being crazy, and I could tell of all the embarrassing moments and epic fails we've had together. And we've gone through some crazy stuff together, but instead of my 2 minutes of your uninterrupted attention, I want to get the point across of the example that Jamie has been in my life, my entire life. A lot of people say that your older siblings are there to make mistakes for you and help you learn through their mistakes, but when I look at Jamie, I look at the example of what should be done, the right way to do it, because I have Jessica for the other stuff. Okay. But especially in her relationship with Daniel, I've learned so much about love and what true, selfless love, what the possibilities it has, and I'm so, so thankful that God brought them together for each other and also for me so I can learn from them in positive ways. So thank you both so much, and Daniel, good luck.
I printed out a couple of, I went back through my email stash this morning, just looking back through the last year or so. Did you say, uh-oh, Daniel? And I found a couple of key things that I thought I'd like to mention. It's Sunday, January 9, 2011. Ring any bells? No. Daniel is my technical advisor, so if anything goes wrong with my computer and I'm trying to figure out what to do, I call him and we swap a few emails, and this was one of those emails. And so he says, hey Dad, under settings, wireless and networks, and then he goes on and tells me, you know, all of these menus where to go down, and several paragraphs later at the end of this email, he says, hey, also, I want to let you know that I've been getting to know a girl, Jamie. Nothing is very official at this point, but I still feel you should know, and I met her originally a little over a year ago through work, but have recently started hanging out with her. I would ask for prayer, for direction for both of us as we consider what, if any, steps to take next. I'll call you in the next few days to give an update. That was on January 9. January 23, 3:58 a.m. Hey Dad, I just upgraded to HTC Evo, and he goes on with another whole technical explanation. And so I've learned to just skip to the last paragraph. And so at the end of this, he says, as a Jamie update, now this is the first thing I've heard since he said, there's this girl. As a Jamie update, we have decided to officially date. I spoke with her dad a few days ago to get his permission. Did he really do that?
He did.
Okay. A good step, Daniel. And meet her parents, and we'll meet her parents when we go to see Sam in a couple weeks. I would ask for prayer. That's twice he's asked for prayer. As we move down this path, particularly for some couples to come alongside us for guidance and counsel. I'll definitely keep you updated. Okay, that was January 23. Here's a month later, February 20th. Hey, Dad, if there was ever a chance that I might move to Tennessee, I would want to start gathering some information now. Do you happen to know if anyone near Chattanooga or someone that might have advice about information about the city or areas and churches, etc.? And I wrote back, why would you consider moving to Tennessee? I didn't know where Jamie was from. I didn't know where her family lived. I didn't know any of that at that point. So it was really a strange blip on the radar. February 21. It's not very serious yet. I'm just looking at an option. Now he's referring to Tennessee. Nothing's come up here about Jamie. So he says they're just looking at options. So he talks about his job. Things are pretty shaky in my job right now. The university is undergoing a bit of changes at the same time, and he goes on and on and on about all of that. And then about halfway through the paragraph, he gets back to the Jamie factor and says, Jamie's plan has been to move to Chattanooga where her sister and brother-in-law are, and I might look to find a Sodexo job there somewhere near there. I think we're going to visit her sister, looking for some churches and other Sodexo units, maybe talk to a realtor, in case that was ever a serious option. March 10, hey Dad, next week Jamie and I are coming to Chattanooga to see her sister. And we're just wondering if maybe we could meet you in Memphis and hang out for lunch or something. So I wrote back and said, that sounds like fun. I'm actually planning to be in Memphis next week, and so we can work that out. So we exchanged a few more emails, and we made that happen. And I offered to drive a little further and meet them in Jackson. And so he says, awesome, I'm game for some driving, depending on how much time we have to get in Memphis. Maybe we could show you a new hobby, geocaching. Now I assumed geocaching was some kind of a casino game. So I'm thinking, this girl has drugged my son into gambling. Fortunately, for everyone who's over 50 and has kids your age, we do have Wikipedia and Google, and so when you don't want to be embarrassed about these terms that your kids use, you have no idea what they're talking about, you can go and figure this out. So I looked up geocaching and got a little bit of that under my belt before I met them. We met together for lunch. We were only together like 2 hours. I mean, we both drove several hours, round trip, and just had 2 hours together. But those things, a lot of things in life you sort of analyze and overanalyze, but there are some of those things that you just know. And it didn't take the whole 2 hours. I mean, in 30 minutes, I knew this was a real thing. I knew this was a relationship that was going to go the distance. And so it was just an incredible lunch. The geocaching was really a bust. They took me, we crawled around in this grass and went through a shopping center and dug up a couple of things out of the ground, and there was nothing there. And so he had to start explaining, well, sometimes kids come along and steal the stuff, maybe one day we'll do this for real. But we had a great time, and I knew this was it, and so I wrote Daniel after I got back, and I just said, the boys and I, they've grown up fishing with their dad like I did with my dad, and so you have to speak fishing language with them. I simply said, she's a keeper. And I knew that that's somebody you don't throw back. And so it's been terrific since then. It's been so funny as these other kids have said, look what's happening to baby brother. But I caught a couple of things there. If you caught a couple of themes there that were right on, things that they're doing right, the first thing he asked for is for prayer. And the second thing he mentioned is for some couples, a couple or two in their lives that could be praying for them and walking through this with them and advising them and be counsel for them. Those are two rock solid things to do. I have 4 more things to add to that list. I know this relationship's going to go the distance, and here are 4 things to ensure that that happens. Number 1, never stop praying for each other. Number 2, never stop praying together. Number 3, there was a number 3. Number 3 is never stop dating each other. Very important. If there are other members of your household at some point or whatever, never stop dating each other. And number 4, never start dating anyone else, and it'll work out fine. You're supposed to say at these times, you're supposed to wish the couple long life and happiness. The long life thing is just really redundant at this point. Both Daniel and Jamie have committed their lives to Jesus Christ, and long life is a guarantee. That'll never end, and they know they've got that. The happiness will come, and you took a vow today that said there will be some ups and some downs. But you're going to go the distance through that because of your commitment to Christ and because of the other things that I've just mentioned. And so I would say to Daniel and Jamie, keep doing it the way you're doing it.
Please don't.
Okay, we are so thrilled for Jamie and Daniel. They are the most innocent virgins. We wish them nothing but less than hot, steamy for the rest of their lives. My best advice, don't forget to after you
I needed that.
and after you Daniel should always wobble to Jamie's cha-cha. And Jamie, you should always dance to Daniel's electric slide. If you know what I mean. We wish you many years of happiness and great love you.
Something that I want to do on my honeymoon.
Something not in your bedroom.
When Jamie and I first were dating, we used to spend a lot of time just like hanging out. We'd like go and sit at the park and like read a book, or just like sit on the couch at home reading, or you know, talking or whatever. The last couple months have been really busy with job stuff and wedding stuff, so I want to make sure that we just take some time and sit and like read on the beach, or just go and get coffee somewhere and just talk for breakfast. I'm really looking forward to that. Also, we just had the cake cutting, and it's really important to notice that I did not shove cake into Jamie's face. Probably like one of the
Did
first...
you know about this rule beforehand?
Yeah, when Jamie and I...
really count then.
Oh, dang it. Well, when Jamie and I were working together, we were at a wedding, and Jamie commented that it's really important that the groom didn't, or maybe the groom and bride had shoved cake into each other's mouth, and she said something like, "Oh, that wedding's not gonna last. Our marriage isn't gonna last." And she explained that her papa had told her a long time ago that when that happens, then there's no way the marriage is gonna last.
Awesome. Will you pass? Tentatively.
I needed that.